The following morning at the Hummer Villa, as the richest man in Swinton, Edwin was drinking tea leisurely with an old man. "Mr. Lawson, it's too bad that the lady was so cautious and left before the drug could take effect. Otherwise, I will definitely have subdued her," Edwin lamented. "Don't worry, Mr. Hummer. She doesn't have the antidote for the drug I gave her. She will definitely come begging if she doesn't want to die." "You can have your way with her then," Fletcher joked. "Is that so? That's perfect." Edwin's eyes lit up. He had been longing for a thorny rose like Natasha for a long time. The thought of toying with such an exquisite woman in bed made his heart race. "Sir Hummer!" Suddenly, a bodyguard came and whispered something in Edwin's ear. "What? Trevor is dead?" Edwin's face darkened and he demanded, "Who did it? Who dared touch my men?" Trevor was his right-hand man and did his dirty deeds. His sudden death was quite a loss to Edwin. It was rumored to be his adopted son, Mason. That man was in a hurry to take over heist position, so he killed Trevor. Mason? Edwin narrowed his eyes and thought, that bastard is so cruel. He wouldn't even spare his adoptive father? "Mr. Hummer, I think there's something fishy about this matter." Fletcher had a suspicion. "Huh? Did you think of something?" Edwin raised his eyebrows. "Trevor called me yesterday, asking me to get rid of someone related to Hunter Anderson. I planned to ask him about it today. I didn't expect him to pass so soon." Fletcher stroked his beard. "So you think that person killed Trevor?" Edwin quickly understood what he was implying. "That's possible." Fletcher nodded. "If that person is related to Hunter, this matter is not as simple as it seems." Edwin rubbed his chin, deep in thought. He had devoted all of his attention to the Harmon family, so if he were to provoke Hunter and both families joined forces, even he would be in deep trouble. "Sir Hummer, I have an idea, if you're afraid of causing trouble." "Please, go on." "Doesn't Trevor have an older brother, Travis? I heard he is serving in a war zone in the West. Besides, he is also a lieutenant who commands thousands of men. We could just inform him of the news of Trevor's death and let him do the rest. Then we can sit back and watch the show." Fletcher smiled sinisterly. "That's a great idea." Edwin's eyes lit up. "Make use of him. With a reckless man like Travis leading the way, I can definitely, at the same time, in the office of the Jackson Group." Just as Dahlia took a seat, Lyra knocked on her door and entered. "Ms. Nicholson, something bad has happened." "What is it?" Dahlia felt her chest tighten. "I heard there was a massacre at the Dry Group, and Trevor was murdered." Lyra's words shocked her. "What? Travis was murdered?" Dahlia was dumbfounded. He was Sir Spanner, the king of the underground in East City, who did business with both lawful and unlawful people. How could he just die? Besides, they had just seen each other yesterday. "I'm not too sure of the details, but news on this has been released." At this point, Lyra asked in a hushed voice, "Ms. Nicholson, do you think this has anything to do with Dustin?" "Dustin?" Dahlia pursed her lips and answered, "I don't think so. Even if he fights well, he doesn't have the guts to kill someone." "That might not be the case." Lyra shook her head and added mysteriously, "As the saying goes, desperate times call for desperate measures. Trevor would definitely not let the issue of his son becoming crippled slide. Dustin might risk everything in order to protect himself." Dahlia couldn't help but frown at these words. That could indeed be the case. "It's a good thing that he died. At least we don't have to worry about him anymore. In that case, Dustin might have done a good deed." Lyra smiled. 1. "I'm afraid it's not that simple," Dahlia stated solemnly. "There's a reason why Trevor could act so lawlessly. He has someone very influential supporting him. This man is our greatest worry." "Someone supporting him? Who is it?" Lyra asked curiously.